Right, today's job is we're going to clear out the front and start getting that prepped. But then we can get the rest of the crush in around the back and around the front. Start getting that all done. And then we can finish up the back and finish the slabbing and move on to the front then. Right, so I've got all the alley dug out, all the front of the garden dug out, and then around the corner dug out as well, around here. So now we're going to put some crush in here. That's all being extended, that driveway, and then we've got a coping like this here, all the way across here to cap it off. We've got two lines of wood that go from here to separate artificial grass at the back and shingle at the front and plants in the middle, and that's where we're at today. So we're just going to get the crush out and stick it in the hole. Here we go. Someone's probably wondering why I put these little bars in here. It's because this actual pavement here actually curbs. You can't really see it on the fisheye lens, but it actually curbs. So I'm just getting 40 centimeters here, 40 centimeters there, using those bits of wood to follow the curve. Over time they'll rot away anyway, but it's just to get the curve in and get the pins in here to hold it all. That one doesn't have a curve, that's a straight, but this curve here actually curbs. So next bit to do is put some crush at the back. This is artificial grass, middles, flowers and stuff, and front is shingle. So let's get some crush in there and get that mud seen off. Pathway's fully laid, which I want. Gate's on, so I can lock the gate. Now all the edging here, I'm just going to do all the battening for the artificial grass around here. And then yeah, once the battening's done, sand in, grass in, and then finish up all this, get the edging shingles in. It should look really smart this when it's done. So I'm going to crack on with the battening now, get that done. That's the next step. So we've got these horrible manholes that are everywhere in these houses. They're not good at all. So I'm going to make up a frame and then slot a piece of wood in the top, and then we can grass stray over the top of it and then hide the manholes, and they'll be underneath the grass. And you can just grab the piece in the middle, remove it and put it back, and it will give that a real nice look, sleek look across there. So that's what I'm going to crack on with now. There's the round, and it's level with all the grass that's going to go down. It's got a little lip there to put the 18mm board in there, and that will sit on top, and that will be that nice and thing. Now on to the next one. sand's all down, both sides, all the drainage is done. So yeah, we're gonna have a look. Drainage frames there and there, so a board will just go on top there, and the grass on top, so it's hidden drains. So if in the time you need to get to the drain, all they do is just unpin the grass, pull it back, get into the drain and just pin the grass back. Nice easy access. So now we've got our grass, we're going to fit the grass. Put my wooden slats in there and just rolls over the top and hide man. That's it, perfect. Same with these over here. Just drop that in. So it's dropped in. This is marine ply as well, so it doesn't actually rot outside. Slot him in. The other way. There we go, he's slotted in too. Done. Right, clients decided that they want this to match the path over there, so I'm just going to cut this concrete out of here, throw it away, and then tomorrow we'll relay this path in here. Job's a good one, so let's get that cut.